Good morning, beautiful beings. It's Katerina Satori. I have a fascinating topic to offer you this morning. So I'm gonna wait maybe like 10 seconds for people to join. And how are you guys? How are you? Welcome, welcome, whoever's gonna join. I'm on the way to beautify myself. Get nails done, my toes done, you know, all the girl stuff that the woman needs to do, or loves to do. And I'm on my way to the beautification process. Welcome, you guys. I wanted to share with you some thoughts, and it's, once again, don't believe anything I say. I always like to preframe that. Just experiment this with your life and see how much easier you will walk your path, you know, without carrying unnecessary baggage that doesn't belong to you. You guys heard that you attract what you are, right? That's almost, it's like a cliche. I'd like to add another dimension to that. Happy Wednesday, Carly. Yeah, welcome, you guys. I'd like to add another dimension to that, that we attract what we judge. And it can be, maybe some of you already arrived to this epiphany because it's really liberating when you see it. Good morning, Harsh. Good morning. Yeah, I'm gonna greet you. Oh, look at all those hearts. Thank you. And thank you for supporting my videos and my posts, Harsh. It doesn't go unnoticed. I really appreciate that. Crystal, welcome, beauty. Yeah, you guys, so every relationship in our life is a mirror. Every relationship in our life serves as catalyst to propel us toward a deeper truth of who we are and our deeper purpose. And I'm talking about literally any relationship. And the more aware you are, the more you walk your life with eyes wide open, you begin to see every relationship as literally the divine is sending you for transformation, for encouragement, for upliftment, and also for deep, deep self-honesty. So we attract what we judge, right? It's a mirror of relationship. And this is not my idea, you guys. This comes from incredible person, Greg Boren. He wrote The Divine Matrix. You guys, if you've never read that book, pick it up. It's amazing, Divine Matrix. And at the last part of the book, he talks about 3 mirrors of relationships. And I read it, I took it in, and I was like, this is so true. It's ridiculous. So we attract what we judge. And if you start looking at this, you know, how does it show up in your business? How does it show up in your personal relationship? How does it show up with your family dynamics? And I think, you guys, family dynamics is the easiest ones to see, because usually, you know, we don't choose we can't run away from our family, right? From our blood family. So a lot of times we choose very turbulent family dynamics in order to heal it this incarnation. Ankara, welcome. Steve, welcome, you guys. So we attract what we judge, you know, and when you really sit with that truth, then you realize the power. The judgment will lock you in a karmic tie with the person until you learn to see forgiveness, an opportunity to forgive and to release yourself. But, you know, sometimes the forgiveness is so far out of a feeling, you know, you just feel the judgment, you almost can't help it, you know what I mean? So the tool that I'm going to offer you to contemplate is stop feeding the energy of judgment. So an example, you guys, there is a reason why I live so far away from my family in Russia. Good morning. Good morning. There is a reason why I live so far away from my family in Russia. And thank God, my family doesn't understand English, so I can speak transparently, you know what I mean? But you guys, for the longest time, I was feeding codependency with them. I was feeding their inadequacy or perceived inadequacy. I was feeding this rescue archetype. I love you too, Ankar. I love you too, your divine brother. Thank you for your work. And you guys, it took some years, but finally I dropped the pattern of feeding the drama and feeding this, you know, idea of a person or my family member, these struggling humans whose life dependent on me. And it's my responsibility to make their life better or to make their life easier. You know, when you see people like that, you continue disempowering and you continue feeding the energy, and you can't help but to resent it. So you keep attracting more opportunities that your conscious mind will judge the hell out of it, right? And you will continue being locked in this karmic pattern of disempowerment. So the number one thing, you guys, remember, the more you feed this codependency, the more you're gonna judge yourself for it, and you're locked in a pattern, right? What you judge, you're gonna attract. What you're gonna resent, you're gonna attract, right? And then they're gonna pull you in the drama. So you guys, stop feeding it. I know it's easier to say than done. I know, you guys. And I just invite you to, maybe if you want to post it on a big piece of paper in your home where you can see it. You know, I refuse to feed the drama, or I refuse to feed codependency. I take my power back. I choose to forgive, right? And you guys, it becomes very subtle if you work with people. If you work with people on any level, client relationship, you know, maybe you're a teacher, maybe maybe you take care of teenagers, maybe you take care of children. It shows up even more subtle, you know. And you guys, really pay attention, seeing other people as sovereign beings. Maybe they're not awake to that reality just yet, but every single human being has a higher self guiding them on the path. They have their pace, they have their destiny moment of awakening, they have their dark nights of the soul that their higher self scheduled in the incarnation, and you do not need to interfere and save the day. Right, you guys? So just a reminder, you probably already know all of this stuff, but to me, it was such an eye-opening, you know, you attract what you judge. You know what I mean? You sit with that and you're like, wow, no wonder you attract the same patterns, the same partners, just different faces. No wonder you find yourself being in a codependent relationship with your clients. No wonder, you know, you find yourself in the same scenario, you guys. So the first thing is just really, I always say forgiveness is the healing bridge. Never underestimate the power of forgiveness, you know? And when you just really say, I forgive my judgments, you start there, because when you forgive it internally, your world will shift really powerfully, you guys. You know, so I always remind you the power of forgiveness. You start within and you say, I forgive myself for judging, and I forgive myself for attracting what I judge, right? And now I release everybody in my hologram to their divine destiny. And I don't need to fix it. I don't need to feed it. Every time I do a live stream, people start texting me. So you guys, if you see me swiping, I'm just removing messages. So the very first thing, you guys, be very mindful, be very aware that some beings are so lost in unconscious that they will do everything in their power to suck you into their drama. It is our responsibility to be really conscious and be really present and check in with ourselves and not feed it, right? Because if you feed it, you co-create another karmic loop with them. Make sense, you guys? It's so simple, but it's really, really profound when you become honest with yourself. You know, it's all release, Cheryl says. Absolutely, release, you guys. And then the final piece. So we attract what we judge. That was piece number one, because I know people are joining as I speak. The second one, you know, forgive yourself and stop feeding the drama, right? You're so welcome. And the third piece, you guys, when you own it, you can change it. Somebody, would you be so kind to write it down in the comments? When you own it, you can change it. That's another thing to put somewhere on your wall. You guys, if you ever come to my house, you will see I'm a very visual person. So I just write things on the big posters, and I surround myself with these powerful reminders every time I go through reconstruction of a belief systems, right? So if you can own it, you can change it. If you can own it, you can change it. Repeat after me. If you can own it, you can change it. So when we take full ownership for every drama that we feed, thank you, Angela. Thank you, my dear. When we take full ownership for every drama we consciously feed, thank you, Harsh. I appreciate you writing it down. When we take ownership for everything we judge in our lives, my darlings, we create a powerful pivot in our destiny path, right? Something unlocks. It's called inner freedom. And you guys, what helped me is to begin to see every human being as an empowered, sovereign soul guided by the higher self. They may not remember this in the moment. They may be deeply asleep. They may be deeply confused, locked in the pattern of addiction or abuse, whatnot. I choose not to see that. I choose to honor their choices no matter how dark they are. I choose to see their higher self. And when I speak to them, I speak to their higher self. I don't speak to this lost part of identity that it's working out the karmic path. I honor that for them. You know what I mean, you guys? And I speak to it from this deep place of inner transformation, my darlings, because there is a reason I live halfway across the globe from my family. My dad has been an alcoholic all his life. A life of shame, you know what I mean? He would show up in my elementary school completely drunk, knock on the door, and I feel really deeply embarrassed. All the kids saw that my dad was an alcoholic. You know what I mean, you guys? Shame was a lot of shame. And it took me years, decades, not only to forgive him, but to release him to his karmic path and to honor his choices no matter how dark they look. Why does everyone talk in their car? I know, right? It's a trend. It's a trend. Because, you guys, I film your videos as a part of my lifestyle. You know what I mean? I am on the way to get my nails done and my toes done and all of that fun stuff. And I combine my service with my lifestyle. That's why we talk in the car. Anyway, so you guys, that's the point. Boundaries with love, Jimmy says. Exactly. Boundaries with love. And yeah, Chris says I can resonate with that much. Yeah, my darlings. And then, you will see, I feel like the process of deep spiritual liberation where, you see the craziness of judgments. You know what I mean? Because to judge something is to magnetize it to yourself. If you remember that, right? Then you release yourself. You're like, oh, I forgot. When I judge, I magnetize. When I judge, I magnetize. Oh, okay. How can I let people be in their own universe, in their own path? And I'm just gonna walk my path. And I love people unconditionally, you guys. That takes a lot more consciousness, a lot more presence, right? If you can own it, you can change it. The most disempowering thing we can say to ourselves is, why is this happened to me? Right, you guys? The most disempowering thing. Empowering thing to say everything is here to help me. And for some reason, maybe I don't understand in this moment, but I actually made an agreement, conscious or unconscious, to create this reality and bring it into my being. And let me forgive myself for not realizing what I was creating in the moment. Let me love it into forgiveness and forgive it and release it. Right, you guys? You see the difference? One thing, you are a victim. Another thing, you're a powerful creator. And it can change from moment to moment, you guys. When you're going through a process of massive awakening and ascension, Michael, what's going on? Welcome, my brother. When you're going through massive awakening, as right now, so many people do, you guys. A lot of people get disoriented by the backsliding that they feel from feeling really awake and feeling really empowered. Juan Carlos, my brother, welcome, welcome, welcome. So you guys, many people become confused and disoriented by the backsliding you may feel. One day you feel really empowered and really clear and really on your path. And another day, boom, you're back in the old pattern that you thought you solved 20 years ago. What I encourage you, being gentle with yourself, honest and gentle, strong and graceful, right? Vulnerable and empowered. You're going to be oscillating between this until you learn to stabilize the energy of this 5D upgrades that we're going right now. And what I invite you guys, just remember, whatever we judge, we magnetize. Whatever we judge, we attract, right? But if you can own it, you can change it. And the bridge between is forgiveness. Pretty simple, right, you guys? Pretty simple. So this is what I wanted to share with you guys. And I also, if you joined a little bit late, you guys, and if you feel cold, I think this helpful for you? Type in the comments, was this helpful, you guys, for you? Do you see yourself in a new light? And do you see yourself how you can interact with people in your life from a completely different vibrational point? Right, you guys? Yeah, and like experiment, I recently was at DMV. I had a human moment. You guys, I have many, many human moments. I never want you to think that I have this perfect life where I don't have human moments, because I don't like calling them mistakes. I call them human moments. So sometimes I'm not good with details. I was moving to a different state, changed address, and the mail got lost, and my car insurance, you guys, expired, and I had no clue. No clue. So I'm getting this notice that my license is suspended. Of course, this wave of shame came over me. How could I be so stupid? How could I be so silly, right? And then I'm just watching that and I begin to laugh. I was like, oh my God, how fast you go into shame, how fast you begin to judge yourself. You begin to judge yourself, you begin to attract more opportunities for you to judge yourself. Do you guys see what I'm talking about here? So I'm started laughing about it. I'm driving to DMV, spent like 4 hours in DMV, paid, guys, it cost me like $1,000 for this mess, right? Just to pay for that, for my, forgetfulness. I owned it to change it. And I was sitting at DMV, you guys, and I was playing with this approach. You know how DMV is it can be like a circus, right? It's like all kind of people there. And I was sitting there and I was playing with seeing every person's higher self. I was just imagining, I was like, how this person would look like if they live in the highest alignment with their higher self. I was looking for that inner light in every person's eye, no matter how bleak it was, you guys. Welcome, you guys. You know what I mean? And if you join, you guys, a little bit later, I'm already wrapping it up. If you feel called to replay, it will be an honor to spend more time with you. But you guys, yeah, this DMV is awful. Yeah, Harsh, I used to feel that too. And now it's like a social experiment for me. I go there and I'm like, let me just radiate my light. Let me see how the energy shifts. You guys, and I got the best person. I set an intention. I got the most amazing, helpful person who helped me, who didn't shame me for my mistakes, who didn't give me an evil eye, like, how could you do this, right? I just own my human moment. I don't even call it a mistake, you guys. I call it a human moment. Because no matter how divine we are, we still, we're living in this incarnation. Things like that can happen. But when you own it, you can change it. When you own it, you can change it. Oh, Harsh, you are a rock star. Look at this. He's like, I shared this to 10 groups. Oh, I'm very honored. Thank you so much, you guys. So let's create this very powerful day today where we just intentionally see the inner light, intentionally talk and connect and interact with the higher selves of every human being we meet. Wow. Can you imagine what we can co-create from that vibrational point? I'm excited to start this day. I love you guys. I love you, love you, love you. And I wanted to share with you guys just literally like 40 seconds that I will announce a couple new virtual live masterclasses that I'm going to invite you guys. It's something that I'm going to offer to a bigger group for the collective. Oh, thank you, Maverick. Thank you so much. I'm sending love to you and your beautiful beloved as well. Yeah, thank you for being the light in the world. Yeah, you guys, so I feel in my heart, every 4 months or so, I will offer to the collective, offer to my community, a powerful training that really is focused on soul empowerment. So one of them will be soul alchemy, how to awaken that inner magician within you, how to do this emotional alchemy, how to develop mastery of your conscious language, how to become a master of frequency, you guys. So no matter where you at, DMV or at the most beautiful ashram of the most incredible teacher, you are empowered because you're the alchemist of your reality. So you guys, keep your eyes open. I will announce and I will invite you, and if it calls, we'll be honored to serve you. And I also gonna lead a karmic clearing group, you guys. I did it in April. Some of you have been in that group. You guys know how powerful that work is, because a lot of times the karma comes with the vehicle of the body, you guys. The moment I understood that, you know, you stop judging the patterns and the conditioning that you come with, because a karma comes with the vehicle of the body. Ancestral DNA from the mother's line, from the father's line, from your grandfathers, from your grandmothers, right? And every generation, so we have an opportunity to transmute a boatload of karma so our next generation don't have to do that. Every opportunity, every generation has an opportunity to reach a next level of empowerment that wasn't available for the generation before. Do you guys see how it works? That is powerful. And you guys, it's part of my work to really help people not only transmute the karma through healing and activations of soul codes, and through forgiveness and releasing the patterns of shame, guilt, undeservingness, blame. Those are the heaviest vibrations that lock us down into a reality that we are tired of. Right, loves? So you can transmute it. We have tools. Through Ascended Masters, we received all the energetic tools that we needed to leave it behind, to really transmute it, right? And become empowered. So you guys, this is what's on my heart. This is what's coming next. It will be a karmic clearing group that I lead, and also the soul alchemy group that I lead. And you will know more details next week, but it's going to be super affordable. Anybody can afford. And you guys, it's going to be my gift and my service to the collective. All right? This is how I see I can spread the message higher and bigger and wider, so you feel really in your power to integrate these 5-dimensional upgrades, right? We live in a beautiful time. The future is bright. And see every person who on your path is the higher self, and watch how beautiful your world becomes. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your hearts. Thank you for sharing this video. Thank you for just being such a incredible beings you are, right? Let's create a judgment-free world so we magnetize everything we desire in alignment with our higher self. Now I'm gonna go get my nails done. Love you guys.